Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. 13 years in the making to get here today. Something 2 months ago, we never thought we'd make it to this spot right here today. So let's be happy about that. We are actually going to begin with the national anthem. So if you'd please stand, our flag is down here on the end of the stadium. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Harley Hogan. I am proud to be graduating with the Liberty High School class of 2020, a class that has faced extraordinary obstacles to be here, but still stands proud thanks to our Lancer spirit and the help of our school. I'd like to thank every dignitary who is able to be here and has helped the Liberty class of 2020 reach our goals. And I'd like to introduce the members of Liberty's administration who have all invested time, passion, and kindness in all of us to help us achieve success. From the Board of Education, President, Mrs. Karen Reynolds, Representative, Mrs. Heather Cloninger, from Central Administration, Superintendent, Mr. Tom Gregory, Assistant Superintendent for Administrative Services, Dr. Jim Smith, from Liberty's Administration, Dean of Students, Mrs. Alicia Donald, Dean of Students, Mrs. Melissa Hernandez, Assistant Principal, Mr. Michael Sibley, Assistant Principal and Athletics and Activities Director, Ms. Leanne Thiessen, Assistant Principal, Mr. Ivan Chambers, Assistant Principal for the Class of 2020, Ms. Kelly Hoyle, and our Principal, Mr. Alan Timmig. Thank you to these dignitaries for helping the Class of 2020 succeed through these trying times. And to my friends, the Class of 2020, congratulations, and let's get this graduation started.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jackson Borchers, and I have the honor of introducing the amazing faculty and staff of Liberty High School. There is no doubt in my mind that we would not be here today without the support of this 160-person team that has been with us the last 4 years. Whether it be the lunch workers who work each and every day to provide meals to those who need it, or the office personnel who are always there to answer our questions, however trivial they may be, the staff of Liberty has pulled us along throughout our journey. But why is the Liberty faculty so unique? Maybe it's because of teachers like Miss Weber or Miss Straub, who are so passionate about their classes that no question goes unanswered. Or possibly because of teachers like Miss Cook or Mr. Smith, who always pushed us beyond what we're capable of, so instead of mediocrity, we can get the whole enchilada. It could also be because of groups such as the SSN team, who know their job matters and push every day to see smiles on their students' faces. It might also be because of teachers like Miss Barzigar, who teach practical skills, like how to get by in college, or how a simple "caw" will get the attention of anyone when they are not listening to you. But beyond the classrooms, beyond the learning, that's where the Liberty staff really soars. You see, it's when you're at Liberty late for a concert, during spring break for a practice, or early in the morning for a club meeting, that you continually watch the custodial crew pushing hard to make our building shine. It's when counselors like Miss Croker, Miss Goen, and Miss Scott are more than willing to rework their schedule just to sit down and talk or help you plan your future. It's when you're nervous about how crazy your senior year is ending that teachers such as Miss Pollen are willing to leave the beaten path and answer your questions because the stress is too overwhelming. It's when teachers like Miss Alicio are always at the door when you walk in, asking how your day is, and offering encouraging words to make it better. These are the moments when you see how extraordinary the staff at Liberty High School are. For myself and the rest of the class of 2020, thank you to the teachers, security guards, coaches, administration, and everyone who makes Liberty High School special for always being there for us, helping us succeed, and doing more than just teach in front of a classroom. We are grateful for every little moment or life lesson we've learned from you. I would like to invite the staff members who were able to attend today to please stand and be recognized.
Hello, my name is Jordy Weber, and I have the honor and immense pleasure of introducing the class so nice, you say it twice, the Liberty High School class of 2020. Each year at Liberty, a class is assigned one of the school colors. Freshman year was white. The color white symbolizes innocence and new beginnings. This was when we entered high school, our home for the next 4 years. We experienced our first day of school and our first high school dance, played too much Pokemon Go, nailed the bottle flip, had our first season of Lancer field hockey, and won the state championship in marching band. We had 2 lunch periods and only 1 10-minute passing period. Imagine that. Sophomore year was silver, which represents sophistication and glamour. I'm not sure we were that sophisticated, but we sure did live the high life. We were no longer freshies, and the classes weren't too hard. We danced through the decades at homecoming, saw a solar eclipse and a Disney-themed Scarborough Fair. The choir went to Indianapolis. We didn't eat any Tide Pods, and we finally got our licenses, although we couldn't drive to school quite yet because the parking spots were assigned. Junior year, we were navy blue, conveying importance and confidence because we were finally upperclassmen. Construction started at Liberty High School, and even though we could drive to school, all the spots were taken by construction workers. We participated in Powder Puff, lacrosse had their first winning season, and the volleyball team beat Palmer Ridge in just 5 sets. We sent Sailor to Hawaii for Wish Week, went to prom and Decca State, saw Infinity War, won robotics competitions, and barely got enough contact hours because of all the snow days. Senior year is scarlet red, the color of fire, strength, and courage. This year is by far the craziest of our lives. At the beginning of the year, we were met with a brand new school. The carpets were changed, our commons got a makeover, and we had an amazing new addition, including a dance studio and a theater update. We experienced senior sunrise, TikTok dances, received awards for National History Day and forensics, and had a record-breaking Harvest of Love donation. Boys soccer beat Pine Creek, football had a victory over Air Academy, and boys basketball scored to win against Rampart in the last seconds. Finishing off our year, we learned that the color of red also apparently represents social distancing, as we navigated through an unexpected hiatus and online school. But in spite of the steep highs and the deep lows we experienced, we persevered and made it here to graduation today. I've always said that the class of 2020 is no ordinary class of students. We are truly a family of survivors ready to tackle whatever the world throws at us. In honor of this, I'd like to invite this class of survivors, wherever they may be right now, to stand and be recognized.
So you'll notice one of the requirements is we have to wipe down the mic after every single time here. So if you're keeping score on how many times the mic is going to get wiped down, put me down for about 10. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to announce that Liberty High School's class of 2020 has 2 valedictorians. Each are being afforded an opportunity to address this class. I would like to begin by introducing you to Janelle Slocum, daughter of Troy and Lisa. Janelle, if you'll please stand. Now, Janelle is someone we would consider a D20 lifer, serving her entire education career in District 20. She began at Endeavor Elementary School, moved through Timberview Middle School, and completed her career at Liberty. She would like to give a shout out to her AP government teacher, Mrs. Pollen, for ensuring every day was a good day and a great day, and to her AP biology teacher, Mr. Donald, for frequently letting the students sing 80s music in class. Janelle was very involved in Liberty. She was a libero, a defensive specialist on the volleyball team, the National Honor Society president, and one of the Lancer Lunatics leaders. She was recently recognized by Liberty as one of the 4 Lancers of the Year. Janelle will attend Brigham Young University this fall, majoring in public health with an emphasis in environmental science. Janelle received a valedictorian medal to recognize her outstanding efforts and contributions to Liberty High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Janelle Slocum. That's 5.
During the 2000 Sydney Olympics, Eric Musambani apprehensively stared at the 50-meter swimming pool. As a wild-card entrance, Eric would be swimming the 100-meter men's freestyle in that massive pool in front of the whole world for the very first time. In his home country of Equatorial Guinea, Eric trained in just a 13-meter hotel swimming pool and his local lakes. His preparation compared to his competitors was far from official
and he was severely unprepared. The other two wildcard athletes were disqualified for false starts, leaving Eric to swim all alone. Utterly exhausted after just the first lap, Eric stalled meters from the wall. For those of us who nearly drowned during the swim unit in Rocky, we know the feeling. The crowd began to cheer fervently as Eric flailed towards the water. He touched the wall with a finishing time of 1 minute and 52 seconds, more than double the time of all the previous heats. But he could not have been happier. Eric's reward was not a place on the podium, nor the media praise that he did receive, but he was honored just to finish. Our senior year did not follow the picturesque finish that we counted on. Not even that 2020 vision could see this one coming. Our preparation for the years to come was non-traditional, to say the least, and now we stand in front of that 50-meter swimming pool for the very first time. It can be daunting, but we do not need to stress about our finishing time. Life is about finding your personal victories and making the most out of the journey. We are not here to grind miserably from endpoint to endpoint, anxious to fit the mold. Instead, break the mold. Do things differently. There will be times when we're flailing along, just barely trying to stay afloat. But those miraculous finishes are often the most memorable. Take advantage of all the opportunities ahead of you. Try new things, and don't be afraid to challenge the odds. Thank you all for these past 4 years, and a huge thank you to all the teachers who got us here and the phenomenal friends who made it worth it. To the class of 2020, good luck. Have fun. Find what your victory will be. Thank you.
A long-standing graduation tradition at Liberty High School is the selection of the commencement speaker, the keynote. The selection is a competitive one, and from the many who try out, only one can be selected for this honor. The committee, made up of seniors and teachers, chose Ashley Parrish to be the class of 2020 commencement speaker. Ashley is the daughter of Sharon and Jason and has attended Liberty for the past 2 years. She'd like to give a shout out to her calculus teacher, Miss Alicio, and all of her friends in that class. Ashley is very involved in Liberty, participating in the theater program, lacrosse, field hockey, Lancer Lunatics, Student Council, and the National Honor Society. Ashley was recently recognized as one of Liberty's 20 Lanced-Up seniors. Ashley will attend the University of Colorado Boulder this fall to double major in integrated physiology and theater with aspirations of being a pediatrician in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, our commencement speaker, Ashley Parrish.
Thank you, Principal Timmy, for the gracious introduction. Hi, my name is Ashley Parrish. For those of you who don't know me, I used to go to high school with you. I'm sure we've all been dreaming about this moment since we were children. I sure know I have. But I wouldn't just dream of graduation, but rather high school as a whole. I remember not thinking, but knowing with absolute confidence that these would be the best years of my life. Growing up at Disney, I was positive I would be valedictorian, student body president, and homecoming queen. Now, standing before you, I can say that I was none of those things. I mean, not even close. I wasn't even in the running. However, I am able to stand here today and say that I have no regrets. Life is a give and take. No one can have everything. This lesson I learned for the first time at my old school, when I chose to be part of student council instead of taking a theater class. My theater teacher, Miss McKay, took the news pretty hard. In fact, she was very upset and essentially gave me an ultimatum, stating that I wasn't allowed to take another theater class and that it would be harder for me to be cast in future productions because of this. Despite her reaction, I did my best to appear unfazed and joined student council. Unlike my previous high school, Liberty has done their best to prevent these complications from occurring. Here, social lines are blurred and stereotypes don't exist. The cheerleaders aren't mean and catty. The theater kids aren't all geeks. And the athletes aren't by any means ignorant. Instead, a person could be all three and thrive in each department because the teachers and coaches care more about you than how you contribute to their team activity. Unfortunately, at some point, everyone must make a clear-cut decision where they choose between two things they're passionate about. Perhaps what I'll miss most about Liberty is how accommodating they were to these decisions. Yes, you may miss a swim meet because of band, but you won't be kicked off the team for it. At Liberty, I've seen clubs bend over backwards to allow the most kids possible to participate in them. Whether it's delaying rehearsal for a Stuco social or having meetings at lunch, Liberty has gone above and beyond to ensure we're all well-rounded individuals. However, if life is a give and take, then it's impossible for everyone to be content. In Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken, the speaker says that he shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere, ages and ages hence. Before the speaker has even made his decision on which path to take, he already knows that he will be filled with regret. As we continue to grow as individuals, we will have moments we will regret, but we shouldn't focus on those. I'm a big believer in that everything happens for a reason. There's no sense in stressing about something or stating you'll regret it before it's even done. If we look back on high school and only remember the sleepless nights, the fear of too many snow days, self-isolation, and complications with e-learning, then we're cheating ourselves of fond memories. Instead, we should think of the moments that were filled with utter bliss, such as performing in your first show, getting your first goal, finding out you made states, watching us win our senior homecoming football game, or passing a calc test. Equally important are the moments that maybe weren't so blissful, but that we've learned immensely from. The world continues to change, but despite this, we remain unified. In the past 4 years, we've survived 4 first days of high school, 3 freshman classes, 2 powder puff games, 1 pandemic, and our last day as high schoolers, today. I don't think we should throw that all away. If you were to retain one bit of information from this, I hope it's that we should all remember our triumphs and victories. And when thinking of our failures, we should remember what we've learned, not how much it hurt. As we depart as graduates, we may never see each other again. So I'd like to thank you all and congratulate the class of 2020. I wish you all the best of luck, and I know you will go on to do amazing things. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Greta Krameyer, and this year I have the great honor and exceptional privilege of introducing the Superintendent of Academy School District 20, Mr. Tom Gregory. For 29 years, Mr. Gregory has been serving our district in one way or another. But this year has been his first as superintendent, and it has proved to be like no other. I think I speak for everyone when I say that he has done a fantastic job of guiding our district's staff, students, and parents through the chaos. The challenges of this year have truly been unique in their content. Whether it be concerns over a longer school year due to weeks of nonstop snow, or the scare of a national pandemic that threatened to cancel our academic year altogether. There isn't anyone who is more equipped in handling these things. Mr. Gregory has been and continues to be fearless every day, and for that we are all very thankful. He has demonstrated the fiercest regard for our health, safety, and well-being during these trying times. No quote better encapsulates these circumstances than the words of John F. Kennedy, who said that great crises produce great men, and Tom Gregory is a great man. So without further ado, making his very first debut as superintendent at the weirdest Liberty High School graduation ceremony ever, I introduce to you Mr. Tom Gregory.
Well, thank you, Greta, for the introduction and putting so much pressure on me. Most of all, congratulations to the Liberty High School class of 2020. During the past weeks and months, many of you have reached out and shared your hopes for today. While this ceremony might not look how you envisioned or how we imagined, I want to thank each of you for your flexibility, resilience, and positivity. I would also like to thank Liberty High School class of 2020 student Kimmy McKinney for giving your time to my Student Advisory Council. Your honest feedback and insightful input represented the Lancer Nation student voice admirably. Thank you, Kimmy. Graduates, you have spent the last 13 years deepening your knowledge of subjects like math, science, social studies, reading, and writing. At the same time, you formed friendships, discovered passions, and dreamed of your future. Today, as you finish the first chapter of your life's biography, we celebrate this milestone. High school graduation is the true beginning of adulthood. It is the most significant academic accomplishment of your developing story. As you begin to write the adult chapters of your biography, I hope, above all, it includes the lifelong acquisition of knowledge, love of your country, and kindness to others. But before we look forward, let us take a moment and reflect on what will likely be one of the most unusual chapters of your biography. 2020 has not been typical and will not be a chapter easily glossed over. In so many ways, this was not a usual year. From numerous weather cancellations and delays during the first semester to adding time to the school day, the second semester, to missing many final events and activities, you have been asked to sacrifice much. Your last days and months of school together, you have been asked to sacrifice your final assemblies and recognitions with your peers, senior activities such as prom, senior breakfast, senior sunset, final sports seasons, theatrical productions, concerts, and competitions. And now you are sacrificing a traditional graduation ceremony. Although I must say, there's a highlight in this. As Greta said, I will be beginning my 30th year in the school district next year. And in those previous 29 years, I don't ever remember an outdoor graduation ceremony. So there's also a first in this, and you can be proud of that. While this has been difficult and not the way you imagined your senior year to end, You are not the first class of graduates asked to make sacrifice. In fact, you can find comfort that you are in good company. Many who came before you and at your exact age also made tremendous sacrifice. Several generations before you, graduates were drafted to serve and defend our liberties and freedoms in times of war. More specifically, graduating classes of the greatest generation were forced to make substantial sacrifices multiple times, first during the Great Depression, and then again a few years later during World War II. While your obligations and sacrifices are different, just like them, it has been your time to sacrifice. More importantly, it is your time to recover and move forward. They paved the way, and I'm confident you will harness the same grit, determination, and ingenuity. It is during times of hardship and crisis when hope, innovation, and community are born. As you begin to fill your blank pages, I ask you don't get so consumed by your individual pursuits, passions, frustrations, and hardships that you neglect to simply be a good person. This may sound simple, but being a good person can present challenges and can many times be disregarded. Think back to kindergarten, where you learned some important lessons. According to Robert Fulghum, author of the book, All I Really Needed to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten, you learned the most important rules of life when you were in kindergarten. And they were not about reading, writing, or arithmetic. You learned what is most important about how to live, what to do, and how to be. In kindergarten, you learn to share. You learn to play fair, to not hit people, to put things back where you found them, to clean up your own mess, not to take things that aren't yours, say sorry when you hurt somebody, to not lie or cheat, to flush when your business is complete, take a nap every afternoon, and most relevant today, to wash your hands often. What you learned in kindergarten is, in fact, to be a good person. Similarly, when songwriter Lori McKenna was frustrated because her children would not listen to her, she determined to write down her guidance in the form of lyrics to a song. Maybe this would get her kids' attention, she thought. Her song was later recorded by country artist Tim McGraw, entitled Humble and Kind. Now, her kids and the rest of the world learn from her simple but impactful and principled words. I'd like to share a few of those words you may be familiar with. She writes, "Hold the door, say please and say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. When the dreams you're dreaming come to you, when the work you put in is realized, let yourself feel the pride, but always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind." This is my challenge for each of you. Simply, always remember to be a good person. Remember to say please and to say thank you, and act on the lessons you learned in kindergarten. Stay humble and kind as you climb the mountains to your dreams. Today you are moving forward and beginning to script not just chapters, but volumes of your biography. And as you do, take a moment to thank those who helped you get here while you take time to celebrate your achievements. Congratulations, Liberty Class of 2020. I wish you a hopeful, successful, and fulfilling future. Be well and be safe. Thank you very much.
Mr. Gregory, Dr. Smith, and members of the District 20 School Board, it is an honor to present to you the Liberty High School graduating class of 2020 and to certify to you that every senior who has presented a diploma has at minimum met the requirements established by the Academy School District 20 Board of Education, and therefore will be recognized as graduates of Academy District 20. Now, earlier, Jody shared with you some of the amazing accomplishments of this class during your 4 years at Liberty: the academics, the activities, and the athletics. You have all contributed in your own way to meet our motto of "Give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth." You heard from Harley, Jackson, and Ashley about the community that is formed at Liberty, how the staff and students take care of each other, are supportive of each other, and want the best for and of each other. Janelle gave you some solid advice for learning, leading, and living. You will also have that opportunity to hear from some more inspiration from Reese a little later in this program. Trust what your peers are saying. I'd like to take the opportunity to share my thoughts with you as well. Now, for the class of 2016 graduation speech, I poked a little fun at them about the struggle being real. I told them they had no idea how easy their life really was, and they had no reason to have any struggles. After all, the struggle was real with me when I grew up, because I didn't have a cell phone, I didn't have high-definition TV, and I didn't even have a computer, and when I got one, it did not have a color monitor. However, this year the struggle is real for everyone. I could have never imagined the class of 2020 would not get to have a senior breakfast, a senior prom, or an in-person senior awards program. I could never have imagined that we would not get to play spring sports, perform in The Little Mermaid, or attend state and national competitions. I could not have imagined that you would not get to spend the last quarter of your high school year away from your friends and your teachers. And I could not have imagined that your graduation would ever look like this. For you, the struggle really is real. You have every right to be sad, upset, and even distraught by what happened. But you also have every right to be thankful, appreciative, and hopeful. Liberty High School has not lost any students or staff to the COVID-19 pandemic. We can be thankful for that. We can be thankful that we still have the technology to continue learning, even if it is not in person. And we can be thankful that we have found new ways to stay connected with friends and maybe even build stronger relationships with our own families. We can be appreciative of Mr. Gregory, Dr. Smith, our District 20 School Board, and our amazing teachers for giving us some grace with the learning requirements and the grades, including no finals. We can be appreciative of all the frontline workers, including some of you who are working in hospitals, medical facilities, grocery stores, and retail locations to ensure that we have the help and supplies needed to get through this pandemic. In fact, if you are a frontline worker, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you for all you do. And we can be appreciative of the experiences we did get to have at Liberty, including a senior sunrise, a homecoming dance, assemblies, and winning spirit awards. We can be appreciative of the friendships that we have made and maybe even strengthened. And if nothing else, we can be appreciative of the memories that we have made over our high school years. And we can also be hopeful. We can be hopeful that our scientists, which may include you in the future, can develop a vaccine for the coronavirus so that we can save more people. We can be hopeful that our economy will rebound from this situation to ensure all families can make ends meet. And we can be hopeful that we have learned lessons from this pandemic to prepare us for other threats to our livelihood. In the end, we have learned what is most important in our lives: family, friends, faith, freedom, and future. Now, maybe one of the greatest lessons I've learned through this pandemic is that I need to take advantage of opportunities that are presented to me. We had 6 members of the Liberty High School staff who retired this year, and we did not get to celebrate them. I wish I had taken more time over my tenure with them to get to know them better, to spend more time with them, and to celebrate them as part of the Lancer Nation. And when I think about that, I think about those lost opportunities that were presented. So what I want to share with you is you do not want to lose on lost opportunities. How many times have you contemplated hanging out with friends, going to events, or even participating in extended family activities only to say no? I'll see them later. I'll go next time. I don't really want to do that. Maybe the words you have told yourself. But what if there is no next time? Take advantage of all those opportunities presented to you. Live your life with no regrets and make sure you make every moment count. I am so appreciative and so proud of you, Liberty High School class of 2020. You have embraced the struggles and you have plenty of opportunities to go out in this world and to make the most of any situation. I want to leave you, as I leave every single class that I presented to, with a quote by hip-hop artist Drake. Yeah, I'm cool. And that I believe summarizes how to leave a legacy as a Lancer. Please listen to these words as they're very powerful. Live without pretending. Love without depending. Listen without defending. And speak without offending. Class of 2020, these are great words to live by. I am one of your biggest fans. I've had the amazing opportunity to get to know many of you over the past 4 years, and I can say with complete sincerity that I will truly miss you. I will especially miss my son, Kylan, who has been a part of the Lancer Nation since he was 2 months old. I love you, son. Mrs. Cloninger, I proudly certify the Liberty High School graduates of 2020 and present them to you for your acceptance on behalf of the school board. Thank you, and peace be with you all.
On behalf of the Board of Education of Academy District 20, I accept with pride and pleasure the 2020 graduating class of Liberty High School. Mr. Timmig, thank you and your staff for an outstanding job.
So seniors, we are now ready to recognize you. You will see on the stands behind me 2 cameras. These are our live stream cameras up here for our live stream cameras. So what's going to happen is Mr. Chambers and Miss Thiessen will be reading your names. Well, when we read your name, we'd like you to please stand. Wave to the cameras. You got about 3 seconds of fame as we go through this. When we do this, it's going to be just the graduates standing. And when we do this, we're going to be going from the outside to the inside, okay, so that we stay in relative alphabetical order. So we'll be starting on that ends over there, and Mr. Chambers will begin in a moment. So please stand up and enjoy, and thank you for being here.
Graduating with high honors, Ethan Michael Abbott.
Graduating with honors, Hannah Victoria Abenishin.
Margaret Diane Aldinger.
Robert Elias Allen Alexander III.
Ryan Gregory Amsden.
Graduating with honors, Sherry Ishwan Allen.
Caden Daniel Andrew.
Graduating with high honors, Melanie Danielle Anderson.
Tristan Amzie Ald.
William Dellen Aaron.
Jackson Gabriel Ayers.
Alexis Nicole Auster.
Raymond Ethan Bailey.
Trevor James Bailey.
Lily Ruth Baisden.
Derek Alexander Ballard.
Isabel Casey Barker.
Sawyer Andrew Bartlett.
Benjamin Robert Bierman.
John Jeremiah Bergman V.
Nicholas Coe Billings.
Graduating with high honors, Mackenzie Curran Block.
Amber Ray Bowens.
Emerson Soleil Bonatti.
Ryan Nicholas Boskovic.
Bethany Joelle Bowman.
Jesse Lowell Boyd.
Kalia Monet Boyd Eights.
Graduating with honors, Jason Neal Brazier, Jr.
Grace Moncade Brewer.
Graduating with honors, Hayden Aaron Thomas Bryce.
Graduating with honors, Brianna Marie Bridgewater.
Ariana Paige Brienza.
Caitlin L.J.Z. Bright.
Graduating with honors, Avery Glenn Brown.
Graduating with honors, Jacob Timothy Brown.
Kylie Jess Brousseau.
Tatiana Latrice Burton.
Quentin Donovan Butler.
Dante Darnell Bynes.
Sarah Ramos Calderon.
Kara Joy Canelo.
Esmeralda Leonore Cardona.
Graduating with high honors, Nathaniel Ryan Carey.
Graduating with honors, Brock Gerald Chelgren.
Ethan Matthew Christian.
Ryan Austin Clement.
Allie Page Clementi.
Graduating with high honors, Sophia Victoria Clements.
Alexander Lee Clift.
Julia Ann Klingen.
Savannah Bryn Clore.
Braden Lee Cordova.
Graduating with honors, Michael Lee Cornelius.
Graduating with high honors, Sydney Claire Cotton.
Graduating with honors, Courtney Marie Cowles.
Graduating with honors, Emily Grace Crane.
Don Enrico Paulo Gakuma Dango.
Graduating with high honors, Nicole Bethany Daniels.
Ashley Nicole Davis.
Justin Samuel Davis.
Graduating with honors, Faith Marie Deason.
Graduating with high honors, Marissa Ann DeBellis.
Graduating with honors, Joseph Long Doan.
Graduating with high honors, Lauren Michelle Wong Dolph.
River Zhengli Douglas.
Graduating with honors, Jonathan Matthew Downs.
Elijah Xavier Duba.
Anthony Duran.
Dawson Allen Dvorsky.
Riley Elizabeth Edens.
Graduating with high honors, Stephen John Eder.
Kyle Donald Idall.
Josiah Parker Elgis.
Tristan Pierce Elliott.
Graduating with high honors, Lauren Rose Ellsbury.
Jake Leonard Elsing.
Graduating with high honors, Brooke Taylor Eschbach.
Graduating with honors, Gage Michael Feldman.
Graduating with honors, Tristan Keikoa Jordan Felton.
Matthew Tyler Fifield.
Chase Lee Fine.
Sandra Lynn Fyack.
Graduating with high honors, Shannon Hannah Zukaran Flood.
Julio Isaac Flores.
Graduating with high honors, Connor Stephen Ford.
Graduating with high honors, William Robert Foster.
Carson Reed Fuller.
Devarius Shalib Fulton.
Graduating with honors, Jacob Raphael Galster.
Christian Thomas Garcia.
Michaela Louisa Lynn Garza.
Megan Renee Gebert.
Graduating with honors, Natasha Elena Geisler.
Graduating with honors, Teresa Maria Gonzalez Marino.
Graduating with high honors, Sydney Grace Graham.
Graduating with honors, Tyler Donald Green.
Sarah Olivia Hack.
Alicia Lynn Hank.
Graduating with high honors, Zoe Danielle Hansen.
Paige Renee Happel.
Megan Grace Harding.
Emily Brooke Hardy.
Graduating with high honors, Brianna Michelle Harrison.
Graduating with honors, Jaden Luke Hartshorn.
Joshua Richard Hartson.
Graduating with high honors, Jenna Elizabeth Haskett.
Graduating with honors, Connor Graham Hathaway.
Hayden Miles Hedges.
Graduating with honors, Abigail Donna Heiser.
Graduating with honors, Benjamin David Henry.
Graduating with high honors, Braxton Scott Hersbrunner.
Darcy Elizabeth Hoseman.
Joel Edwin Horton.
Zachary Tyler Hoyle.
Graduating with honors, Delaney Grace Hoyt.
Austin Trace Hughes.
Cade Christopher Humlachek.
Graduating with honors, Nicholas Ryan Hunsinger.
Graduating with high honors, Eden Sarah Ergang.
Summerlou J.
Alex Parker Jimboy.
Joshua Benjamin Jimenez.
Graduating with honors, Brandon Jing.
Angelina Marie Johnson.
Graduating with honors, Marcus Preston Johnson.
Michelle Regine Johnson.
Graduating with high honors, Talmadge Richard Johnson.
Vanessa Gabrielle Johnson.
Brandon David Jones.
Graduating with high honors, Caitlin Ann Kane.
Graduating with high honors, Rachel Aaron Cass.
Aiden Enrique Kashuba.
Evan Ryan Kircher.
Taylor Sari Kurtz.
Graduating with honors, Hannah Laurel Kimmy.
Hannah Lee King.
Cody Robert Kirchgessner.
Graduating with honors, Jaden Marie Knight.
Piper Jaylyn Kohler.
Gabriel Michael Shikfa.
Mia Namiko Kurashima.
Graduating with high honors, Lauren Elizabeth Kwan.
Elliot Chadwick Kurtz.
Graduating with high honors, Sydney Alyssa Kwan.
Aiden John Lasenick.
Danielle Madison Leach.
Graduating with high honors, Moses Armani Legaspi.
Graduating with high honors, Dylan Christopher Lingrich.
Graduating with honors, Audrey Carolyn Leonard.
Graduating with high honors, Talia Marie Lalick.
Jesse Lewis Lynch.
Tyler Reese Madden.
Graduating with honors, Dante Jerome Medis.
Jocelyn Kathleen Madsen.
Graduating with honors, James Crawford Mangan.
Caden Elijah Mann.
Chloe Paige Marici.
Jenna Lillisky Marshall.
Aiden Caleb Marsteiner.
Jasmine Marie Martell.
Grace Rosina McCrary.
Graduating with honors, Rachel Emily McGee.
Graduating with honors, Kimberly Ann McKinney.
Graduating with high honors, Elizabeth Kotze McLean.
Graduating with honors, Caitlin Annie Desiree McMore.
Graduating with high honors, Madeleine Sahar Medina.
Graduating with high honors, Rebecca Lenka Melger.
Caleb Evan Manier.
Jordan Lee Metcalf.
Graduating with honors, Isaac Jude Metzler.
Allison Samantha Myers.
Graduating with honors, Ethan Adam Miles.
Casey Nicole Mia.
Jocelyn Liana Mole.
Marissa Nicole Molina.
Brianna Malika Morgan.
Jacob Scott Morrow.
Graduating with high honors, Sarah Ann Mulcahy.
Graduating with honors, Carolyn Grace Naftanel.
Jacob Allen Gill.
Daniel Lee Nelms.
Graduating with honors, William James Newby.
Graduating with honors, Hallie Samantha Nolder.
Cade Isaac Norton.
Caleb Patrick O'Kane.
John Robert O'Leary.
Graduating with honors, Hayden Elizabeth Orr.
Graduating with honors, D'Angelina Rose Ortiz.
Graduating with honors, Bodie Thomas Owen.
Jagger Patrick Owens.
Graduating with honors, Caleb Scott Palmer.
Graduating with honors, Grace Elizabeth Patneski.
Graduating with honors, Samantha Lynn Peachy.
Cyrus Clayton Pelt.
Graduating with honors, Musa Penne.
Graduating with high honors, Samantha Faith Penrose.
Jordan Allen Perez Karchevsky.
Terrence Dakota Peterson.
Graduating with high honors, Jacqueline Dean File.
Will Henry Phillips IV.
Caleb Michael Pacey Pickett.
Nathan Adam Pingree.
Tyler Glenn Pinniger.
Graduating with honors, Parker Hinckley Pirzade.
Olivia Grace Pitchford.
Gabriel Antonio Prada.
Caden Joseph Prescott.
Graduating with honors, Jacob Lawson Price.
Graduating with high honors, Maxwell Michael Primus.
Madison Shea Pugh.
Valerie Dominic Quinones.
Mia Dane Rackley.
Avery Joe Rambo.
Graduating with high honors, Ashley Randall.
Madeline Marie Rathmel.
Nicholas Joseph Redcliffe.
Ian Matthew Rietmeyer.
Deja Renee Rice.
Samantha Ann Richardson.
Graduating with high honors, Brock Hunter Reed.
Graduating with honors, Eddie Ann Rissman.
Gab Riddams.
Graduating with honors, Augustin Nathaniel Rivas.
Haley Rose Robinson.
Graduating with honors, Caitlin Racel Robinson.
Graduating with honors, Teresia Ariel Robinson.
Kaylee Ann Rodriguez.
Justin Riley Ross.
Graduating with honors, Natalie Ruth Ross.
Graduating with honors, Sarah Catherine Rossini.
Zelaya Aliana Rollins.
Graduating with honors, Natalie Wilder Rowley.
Graduating with honors, Devin Wayne Russell.
Malachi James Salas.
Graduating with honors, Louis Anthony Sanabria.
Brendan James Sanders.
Caleb Eli Sheltons.
Tavo Michael Scholes.
Michaela Rose Scott.
Emma Marie Seeley.
Kai Anthony Seeley.
Caitlin Sarah Siebert.
Graduating with high honors, Craig Richard Schaefer.
Caitlin Elizabeth Shaughnessy.
Jack Philip Shaver.
Isabel Diane Shellhammer.
Emily Sophia Signorello.
Graduating with high honors, Shay Elise Singler.
Graduating with honors, Avery Sarah Smith.
Chase Kathleen Smith.
Jaden Noble Smith.
Noah Arturo Smith.
Antonin Richard Sorrell.
Caitlin Rose Steinhauser.
Adrian Diane Stayskull.
Graduating with honors, Carson Scott Stevens.
Graduating with high honors, Jenna Denise Stewart.
Angela Maria Stewart.
Graduating with honors, Victoria Marina Stillman.
Graduating with high honors, Lauren Diane Stone.
Graduating with honors, Abigail Elizabeth Stowe.
Mackenzie Lynn Strain.
Zachary Tyler Sullivan.
Graduating with high honors, Jenna Catherine Tandy.
Jordan Daniel Thomas.
Jacob Allen Toller.
Graduating with high honors, Justin James Thomason.
Graduating with honors, Jordan Page Toller.
Isabel Irene Torres.
Graduating with high honors, Anna Kaylin Totsky.
Colton Donald Townsend.
Christian Thomas Tucker.
Davis James Tyra.
Lisbeth Ubiera Aquino.
Graduating with high honors, Natalie Ellens Unger.
Kylie Ann Valdoy.
Mason Robert Vanderwit.
Andrew Jamie Van Zost.
Shiloh Gabriel Vega Bradagam.
Danielle Sabrina Vialba.
Natalie Liana Villalpando.
Denise Celissa Vialba.
Ian Hunter Ward.
Nicholas Christian Weissmiller.
Isabella May Wells.
Graduating with honors, Olivia Kathleen Wells.
Colton David Jason Werner.
Seth Robert Whaley.
Chevalier Antonio Wiggins.
Graduating with honors, Fred Allen Williams.
Haley Lorraine Williams Kizelinski.
Cody Jacob Wilson.
Graduating with high honors, Daniel Scott Wilson.
Jacob Adam Wilson.
Thaddeus Coy Wilson.
Britton Elise Yates.
Graduating with high honors, Alan Wanhee Yim.
Linda Rosa Yosef.
Cody Blake Calloway.
Graduating with high honors, Zachary Todd Bartle.
Kevin Matthew Dorsey.
Brianna Marie Coffey.
Luke Valcor Harris.
Graduating with high honors, Brianna Juliette Figueroa Fleites.
Joel Patrick James.
Fenton Adelbert Hill.
Bethany Diana Mahurin.
Davin Bear Linville.
Jacob Carl Ogrodny.
Joshua Aaron Martin.
Ocean Richard Popa.
Anissa Taylor Kimani Phillip.
Graduating with high honors, Jack Gabriel Wallen.
Graduating with high honors, Connor Mason Smith.
Isis Simone Woods.
Peyton Stewart Waugh.
Angela Sarah Lorraine Allen.
Shiori Susanna Sato Nagamine.
Graduating with honors, Catherine Grace Goen.
Alice Sachiel Cook.
Graduating with high honors, Corbin Zachary Croker.
Graduating with honors, Taylor Noel Sibley.
Greta Leanne Krameyer.
Graduating with high honors, Jackson Paul Borchers.
Graduating with high honors, Jordan K. Weber.
Graduating with high honors, Harley Piper Hogan.
Kylan James Krafts-Timmig.
Graduating with high honors, Ashley Michelle Parrish.
Graduating with high honors, Reese Caitlin Hegler.
And graduating with high honors, Janelle Slocum.
Okay, I can sincerely say I know what bacon feels like when it hits the pan. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce you to your second valedictorian, Reese Hagler. Reese is the daughter of Kevin and Laura and joined District 20 and Liberty High School her freshman year. She'd like to give a shout out to the entire counseling and senior team for working with her competitive gymnastics schedule, a sport she has been heavily involved in since her elementary school years. Reese was a member of the National Honor Society, Science Olympiad, and served as a peer tutor to other Liberty students. Reese was recently honored as one of the 4 Liberty Scholars of the Year. Reese will attend Rutgers University this fall, where she will be a member of the gymnastics team and will pursue interests in the areas of Spanish, chemistry, and/or political science. Reese, too, received a valedictorian medal to recognize her outstanding efforts and contributions to Liberty High School. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Reese Hagler.
Thank you, Mr. T, for the kind introduction. I have a couple of additions to make. Many of you know me, but I would venture to guess that most of you don't. Before I really get going, I want to throw this out there. I'm uncomfortable. I'm way outside my comfort zone on this great big stage in front of all these people. I'm a self-professed introvert who thrives on quiet days spent with my dogs and a list of chores to accomplish. I am in complete awe and have total respect for the 6 others who have helped make today's ceremony the success that it has been. Because if you'd asked me 8 months ago who would be standing before you now, I would have undoubtedly nominated any one of these 6 people. That being said, I am beyond honored to deliver this address and bring our high school careers to a close. Ironically enough, after I've expressed my contentment with recharging alone, I intend to spend much of the next 5 minutes discussing what I've learned from the community of people who are my circle. Parents, mentors, teachers, siblings, administrators, coaches, building staff, and friends. We would not be here today without the guidance we've received from all of you. Above all else, what I've taken away from weeks of social distancing is a necessity to exist in the moment and live each day as if it were our last. Because in the case of this year, that Friday, the 13th of March, was an ending we'll never forget. Jordy took us on a walk down memory lane, and I'd like to follow up by taking a closer look at our journey with a specific interest in the goofy little life lessons we've learned along the way. I've come prepared with a handful of my own stories, but I challenge you to hear from my mishaps and mentors and think about their counterparts in your own life. I'm one of 4 kids, 1 older sister and 2 younger siblings. Growing up in our house, we had a mandatory QT every afternoon. That stands for quiet time, a period of time each day in which we were sent to our room to read a book, color, take a nap, or do something quietly on our own. Looking back, I'm not sure if this was for our sake or for the sake of my poor, exhausted mom. One afternoon, while I spent my QT in my room, I had the awesome idea to use a paperclip and carve my name into my bedroom door. I spent my whole QT not reading, not coloring, but executing a completely different type of artwork. As QT came to a close and my mom came to poke her head in my door, the very first thing she spied was my work of art. With a sharp gasp and wide eyes, she turned and walked away. I knew I was busted, but just a few minutes later, she returned with that mom look in her eyes that could only mean one thing. She started off, "Reese, be honest, tell me the truth and you won't be in as much trouble." She pointedly said, "Did you carve your name into your bedroom door?" Knowing there was no way out, I took a breath, looked at her, and spoke my truth. "Yup, sure did," I professed proudly. The truth knocked the air right out of her, as I'm sure she expected me to lie. Just like that, she said, "Okay then, let's go get a snack." What did I learn? To live your truth and be honest. Story number 2. It's become a running joke in my family that in terms of pop culture, I'm out of the loop. At school, many people know me better as Kai's sister than anything else. We laugh about this frequently, and I resume my quiet routine while he goes back to being social. My brother is goofy, outgoing, and always cracking a joke. Around the house, he has this obnoxiously endearing habit of throwing things. He throws his bread into the toaster from across the room, his laundry into the basket, and I've even seen him attempt to throw a K-cup into the coffee maker. I have no idea why he does this, and honestly, I've stopped trying to understand. Personally, I think it's an excuse to holler "yeet" or "buckets" whenever he actually makes a shot. Such exclamations almost always bring about eye rolls and exasperated sighs, but as we've grown up together, the unconscious lesson he's imparted on me is to take the shot. Even when the odds suggest you'll miss, it's worth it to own the moment and take a chance. Thus far, I've shared 2 stories with you today, each with a unique meaning to me that I'll draw up in a moment. This third anecdote comes with a bit of a disclaimer. I'd like to assure you that the purpose is indeed to honor our Liberty staff. To the Liberty teachers who have guided us through the last 4 years, pushed us, celebrated us, and assured us that we did not peak in high school. Thank you, Ms. Pollen. In 3rd grade, my teacher asked us to fill out a time capsule at the beginning of the year. He sealed it away and returned it to us during the last week of school in the spring. It was full of goofy questions like, "What kind of music do you like, and how tall are you?" I remember getting my time capsule back and thinking with certainty that one thing had not changed. Choosing to ignore that my height was still the same, I was looking at the question that asked, "What would you do if you were a teacher?" To which I had blatantly answered, "Get a different job." I think this story alone suffices to say that teachers everywhere deserve one heck of a thank you for taking care of us, putting up with us, and hopefully imparting some knowledge along the way. We are all so grateful to have had you in our corner. I know I speak on behalf of all of us when I say thank you for everything you've given to this class. I don't know how you do it, but I'm sure glad that you do. This last story brings my circle full circle, but it might hit a little bit closer to home. It's about a special group of people who have endured the unthinkable. They set out on the journey that is high school with big smiles. They strutted into Liberty on the first day of school with streamers and confetti, and they lit up the gym with bittersweet excitement, ready to take on senior year. They started to find their place and come to terms with this great big world, and they were feeling ready to strike out on their own. They were tired of the classrooms they'd seen for 4 years, sick of the early mornings, and wishing for some warm weather and freedom. They were caught up making plans and getting ready to celebrate when everything fell apart. The school they dreaded was closed, and suddenly they couldn't wait to go back. The friendships they developed and nurtured were tested by online card games and Skype calls. The world that had seemed ready to accept a fresh class of high school graduates turned upside down, and all the people, young and old, retreated into their own homes. For weeks, it seemed like life stopped, but the story went on. The students conquered their classes from home, their friendships prevailed, and the seniors graduated. They kept their eyes turned to the future. One by one, they took off on individual paths, bound for college, work, and exploration. The senior class of COVID-19 went down in history, and when they returned for their 10-year reunion, Mr. T finally threw them a senior prom. Well, I took the liberty of giving us a happy ending and a prom, but I'm confident that in finding the silver linings today and pursuing our dreams for tomorrow, at least one of those things can come true. I'll speak for myself, but in the grand scheme of things, I know which one I would choose. No graduation speech would be quite complete without a tiny little inspirational message. So in this parting moment, hold on to your caps, here comes mine. In the face of any obstacle, remember who you are and what you've already overcome. Like the little girl with the paperclip and the brand new carving, live honestly. Whether it's shooting your shot or shooting a basket, don't be afraid to take a chance. Take note of the people who have changed your life, like the teachers at Liberty, and assure them how much they mean to you. Like the resilient class that you already are, hold your head high and take on any challenge. Speak your truth, live in the moment, and go confidently into the future. Pocket the strength and pride in a moment of victory like this, and call it back when you find yourself on doubt. Lean on the people around you, and remember that as you write your story, you might not always get to choose your cast, but you can always choose your character. Thank you.
I promised Dr. Smith and Mr. Gregory that I would finish within 2 hours. It's 1 hour, 33 minutes. So I still have 27 minutes to tell you about my life story. Okay. Lancers, thank you for being here and for giving up a morning of your life to celebrate you and all of your peers. This has truly been one of the most unique experiences that I've ever encountered. Make sure your tassel is on the right side of your hat, for you are not yet graduates. While you do that, I want to tell you a little bit about the business card that I left in your tote bag that you picked up in May. I've been handing out a version of this card for the last 28 years. I hope you will keep it and remind you that every day is a gift, one in which I don't want you to have any regrets, and I really do hope you will make every moment count. Now, before we depart, there's a couple of things I need to tell you, especially since the health department is here. So, make sure, a few things here, folks. Graduates, you're going to pick up those cards that was at your seat. Those are yours to keep. Okay? We'll need parents to grab the water bottles. Make sure all the water bottles leave with you, and you'll have to make sure you put on your mask. Okay? You will not actually exit until you're escorted out by one of our amazing staff members. So staff members, if you want to go ahead and take your places to help, that would be great. I will actually release you when we're ready, which we're not, because I still have 25 minutes. All right. Lancers, please rise. Turn your tassels from right to left to signify your new official status as graduates in the latest alumni class of Liberty High School. Go ahead, give yourselves a fist bump. Give yourselves a fist bump. It's all right. Please stay at your own location, if you will, please. We were going to actually escort you out here in just a moment. If you are from the back rows, if you're sitting in the back, if you're in rows 1 through 12, back over here, in seats 1 through 12 over here, you're going to exit back the way you came, 13 through 24 the same way through there. Rows A is where we're going to start. You're going to exit out the track right there. Row B by the flagpole right there, and row C down on the other side right there. We will start there and work our way backwards so that we abide by the health department's rules of social distancing. Please put on your masks if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day. Congratulations, class of 2020. By the way, do not congregate in the parking lot. Go celebrate at your house.